and directed by Professor Kamal Joshi. Scene 1. I request the audience to please keep in mind that apart from scenes 1 and 5, all other scenes are flashback scenes. Scenes 1 and 5 take place about 3 years after the rest of the play. A screen on which we see Vidula in close-up speaking directly to the camera. She is extremely self-conscious and ill at ease. Every now and then, she is interrupted by the person handling the camera, which happens to be Rohit. We only hear his voice, but do not see him on the screen.
I am Vidula Radkarni. I am 22 years of age. 22 and a half actually. I have done my BA in Geography. Passed my exams last year. Right now I am not doing anything, but I did work for a travel agency for 6 months. But then I got bored working for that agency. Tell me, if I come to the US, will I need to work there? You see, I am really not very good at it.
Oh, why don't you smile a bit? Vidu, look cheerful.
Why? Am I looking depressed?
No, but cheer up. Look happy. Shall we start again?
Again? Absolutely not. This is already the 3rd time.
I know, but remember, you are trying to show your best face to him.
I am not. I just want him to know what I look like.
But don't go out of your way to make yourself unattractive. Come on, Vidu. Okay. Start.
As you can see, I am not very glamorous. I am not very exceptional either in any way. I don't want you to be disappointed later.
Look, we can't possibly send this tape to him. He's...
Rohit, let's just continue. I am not going to reshoot. This is how I am. You know very well I won't be any better in the next take. In fact, I'll make worse mistakes for all you know.
All right. It's your life. Can you start again?
What do I talk about now?
Tell him about our family. He knows already, but you tell him.
Yes. Well, my father was a doctor in the government service. We are 3 of us. Eldest sister Hema is married and lives in Australia. Then there is Rohit, who is shooting this film. You know, Rohit writes stories and scripts for teleplays and all. Then there's me. Rohit is the smartest of us all. At least he thinks he's the smartest. But I tell you, Hema and me don't think he's the smartest. Apparently, there was a brother between Hema and Rohit. But he was retarded mentally. I don't know what he died of.
Listen, are you trying to impress him or scare him off?
Arey, but let him know the truth. Perhaps he's a believer in genetics or heredity. You know how it is. There are certain things in a family no one wants to talk about.
Tell him about yourself.
Well, I am not mentally retarded. At least, I don't think I am. My IQ is... forget it. Well, what else? My cooking isn't very great either. Fortunately, nobody has been able to work out a CQ. Cooking quotient, you see. That's my father's joke. I think I will grade myself 80 on the CQ. But then since I am not very good at working in an office, I think I need to work better in the kitchen. Rohit, do we really have to do this? I feel quite silly. You see, I'm not very good at this. I feel like a goose. But I don't know, how does a goose feel really? How does a goose feel?
Please, now don't get into one of your giggly moods. You just can't stop once you start.
Hey, but at least he should know that also about me, shouldn't he? But he's right. Once I start giggling, I can't stop.
Control yourself. Vidu, Vidu.
That's done it.
I must say, I like your sister.
That was her first thing. Gradually, she got over her shyness. Became quite good at it actually. Relaxed, funny.
I like her very much. But I don't think
Don't think what?
that anyone will swallow it today.
Pratibhaji, it actually happened just 3 years ago.
Rohit, we have an audience which is predominantly young, college-going or young professionals, westernized, at least potentially.
So,
Let me put it this way. They may believe it, but they won't like it. A girl from an educated middle-class family, a graduate, agrees to consider marrying a man whom she has never met. The boy turns up all ready to jump onto the altar without ever having seen her. In this day and age,
they were not total strangers. I mean, they had exchanged video tapes, SMS'd, talked on the phone, and he belonged to our caste.
she had no boyfriends, no affairs.
No. She was a nice girl.
Ah, that's your definition of a nice girl then.
Why not? She was a genuine innocent. No one stopped her from having boyfriends. I had a girlfriend, Catholic. No one minded.
How did the marriage pan out?
Okay, I guess. She hasn't come home here in the 3 years since her marriage.
Not even to see your parents?
She became pregnant. Miscarried actually. He was worried about her frail health. So would send her home. She's expecting again.
But your parents didn't mind?
Of course. Mother was upset. Vidula keeps in touch with her. But I'm afraid since moving to Bangalore, the pressures in our profession.
That's what I mean. How can you make a character interesting in a teleserial when you are not interested in her in real life?
That's not fair, Pratibhaji. I'm fond of my sister. I didn't say I wasn't.
Sorry, Rohit, the story doesn't work for me. Can we take a look at that other line? Episode 10? That seems to have more meat.
Radhabai?
Yes.